The people watching from behind the fence could not believe their eyes. The wild dog, Titan, who had never let anyone near him, was now sitting calmly beside the little homeless girl. There was no growling, no barking, no anger. Only quiet. Mr. Grayson stared in shock. His mouth hung open. The guards and servants whispered to each other, unable to explain what they were seeing. Some rubbed their eyes as if they thought they were dreaming. But for Lily, this moment felt natural. She didn't see a monster or a crazy dog. She saw a living creature that was lonely and hurt inside, just like her. Lily stayed seated on the grass, her hands resting in her lap. She didn't rush. She didn't try to grab or pet Titan right away. Instead, she kept talking softly. "You're a good boy," she whispered gently. "I know you're scared. I'm scared too sometimes." Her voice was soft, full of warmth. Titan's ears twitched as he listened. His body relaxed little by little. The growling stopped completely. He lay down on the grass close to her, but not too close, as if he wasn't quite sure yet, but wanted to believe in her. Lily smiled. She knew the feeling well. She had spent many nights cold and alone, not trusting anyone. She understood that. Trust takes time. Slowly she held out her small hand and let it rest on the grass. She didn't force the dog to come. She let him decide. Titan sniffed the air again. His nose twitched. Carefully, step by step, he inched closer. When his wet nose finally touched her fingertips, Lily didn't move. She let him explore, let him feel safe. Then, gently, she brushed her fingers across his fur. The moment was magical. Titan didn't pull away. He didn't snap. He let her touch him behind the fence. A servant gasped. Mr. Grayson whispered, "Impossible." Lily looked into Titan's eyes. "I know what it feels like to be alone," she said quietly. "I know how it hurts when no one cares." Her voice trembled slightly, not from fear, but from the truth of her words. She wasn't just talking. To the dog she was speaking from her own heart. Titan made a soft sound, almost like a sigh. He lowered his head onto the grass, eyes soft, body calm. Minutes passed and Lily kept petting him softly. The once wild dog was now lying beside her like a gentle friend. The people watching remained silent. No one laughed. No one spoke. It was as if they were witnessing something they didn't understand, something rare and special. For the first time in his life, Mr. Grayson felt something shift inside his heart. He had thrown money, power, and skill at the problem, but it had taken the pure kindness of a poor, homeless child to do what no one else could. In that moment, a bond was formed between a lonely girl and a lonely dog, and the world began to change for both of them. The mansion grounds were completely silent as Lily sat beside Titan, gently stroking his fur. The wild dog that no one could control was now calm, peaceful, and still. The people watching could hardly believe it. Even Mr. Grayson, the billionaire himself, stood frozen, unable to speak. For the first time in years, Titan looked like a normal dog, happy, relaxed, and safe. His tail gave a small wag as Lily smiled softly and whispered kind words into his ear. It was clear to everyone that something special had happened. The impossible had been done. Mr. Grayson slowly stepped forward, still keeping a safe distance. How did you do that?" he asked, his voice low with shock. Lily looked up at him and gave a shy smile. "I didn't do anything special," she said quietly. I just showed him kindness." The billionaire didn't know what to say. He had spent so much money, hired the best trainers, and tried everything he could think of. Yet this small girl, with no home, no money, and no special tools, had done what no one else could. As promised, Mr. Grayson kept his word. He handed over a check for $1 million. The crowd clapped and cheered, but Lily didn't seem to care much about the money. She looked at Titan, who now rested his head gently on her lap. Her eyes shone with happiness. The dog had trusted her. That meant more to her than anything. But Mr. Grayson wasn't finished. Something inside him had changed. For years he had lived with pride, money, and power. But now he saw something he hadn't seen in a long time: pure goodness. He knelt down carefully. "What's your name, little one?" he asked. "Lily," she said softly. "Where is your family?" He asked gently. "I don't have one," Lily whispered. The billionaire felt something stir in his heart. He looked at Titan, then at Lily. Both of them had been lost, lonely, and unwanted. Both of them had found something in each other. After a long pause, Mr. Grayson stood up. "Lily," he said kindly, "you've done something amazing today, not just with the dog, but with me too. I'd like to help you." Lily's eyes widened in surprise. "Help me?" she repeated. He smiled warmly. "Yes, not just with money. I'd like to give you a real home. If you'd like, you can stay here. Titan seems to trust you more than anyone. And I think you belong here." Tears filled
Lily's eyes.
For so long, she had dreamed of a home, of a family, of someone who cared. She nodded slowly, unable to find the words. Titan gave a soft bark. As if agreeing. From that day forward, Lily's life changed forever. She was no longer the homeless girl on the streets. She became part of a family, Mr. Grayson's family, and she and Titan were never lonely again. The girl who tamed the impossible dog found not only a friend, but a new life filled with love, warmth, and hope. In a big, rich city lived a man named Mr. Grayson. He was one of the richest people in the world. He had everything that money could buy: huge houses, fast cars, private jets, and more. But there was one thing he could not control: his dog. Mr. Grayson's dog was large, strong, and wild. It was a beautiful black and brown German shepherd named Titan. But Titan had a problem. He was always angry. He growled, barked, and even attacked people. No one could go near him. Not even Mr. Grayson. At first, Mr. Grayson tried to fix the problem. He hired the best dog trainers in the world. He spent thousands of dollars on training, toys, and special food. But nothing worked. Titan stayed angry and wild no matter what they did. The trainers gave up one by one, saying the dog was hopeless. People in the city began to talk. Some said the dog was cursed. Others thought it had been treated badly before Mr. Grayson bought it. No one really knew the truth. But everyone knew one thing: no one could calm Titan. Mr. Grayson became angry and frustrated. He was a man used to getting everything he wanted. He could buy anything, solve any problem. But this one small problem, a dog, was something he couldn't fix. His pride was hurt. One day during a party at his huge mansion, Mr. Grayson made a wild announcement in front of all his rich friends, reporters, and important guests. "I'll give $1 million, he said loudly, "to anyone who can calm my dog," people gasped. $1 million was a huge amount of money. But when they thought about the dog, they all laughed. Everyone knew how dangerous Titan was. Some people had even seen him break chains and bark so loudly that it shook the windows. No one believed it was possible. The news spread quickly. It was all over the TV, internet, and newspapers. $1 million Dog Challenge, the headlines read. Hundreds of people came to try. Famous dog trainers, animal experts, even brave people who just wanted the money. One by one, they all failed. Some were bitten. Some were too scared to even get close. Mr. Grayson watched it all, half amused and half disappointed. He didn't really believe anyone would succeed. In his heart, he thought the money was safe. The dog, Titan, remained wild, angry, and alone, locked up behind metal bars. The challenge became a kind of joke in the city. People would say, "I bet even magic can't calm that dog." Or, $1 million for that monster? No thanks. Everyone had given up hope. The dog was seen as untouchable, impossible, lost. But far away from Mr. Grayson's mansion, a young homeless girl heard about the challenge. She had no money, no family, and no home. But she had something no one else did: a kind heart and a gentle soul. She decided she would try, and that is where the real story begins. In a quiet corner of the city, far away from the tall buildings and shiny cars, lived a young girl named Lily. Lily was only 10 years old, but her life had been very hard. She had no parents and no home. Every day she walked the cold streets, looking for food, sleeping on benches or under old bridges. Most people didn't even see her. She was just another homeless child in a big, busy city. But Lily was not like other people. Even though her life was full of sadness, she still had kindness in her heart. She loved animals more than anything. Whenever she found a hurt bird, a lost kitten, or a hungry dog, she would help them. She shared her small pieces of bread with birds, petted stray dogs, and always spoke to animals gently, as if they were her friends. One day, as Lily sat on the sidewalk trying to stay warm, she heard people talking excitedly. "Did you hear? Mr. Grayson is offering $1 million to anyone who can calm his crazy dog. That wild beast? No one can get near it." Lily's eyes grew wide. She had never even dreamed of $1 million. But what caught her attention was not the money, it was the dog. She felt sorry for it. She knew what it was like to be alone, scared, and unwanted. In her heart, she believed that no animal was truly bad. Maybe the dog just needed someone to understand it. For the next few days, Lily listened carefully whenever people talked about the challenge. She learned the name of the dog Titan and where Mr. Grayson lived. Most people laughed at the idea of calming Titan. Some people even called the dog evil or mad. But Lily didn't believe that. She knew animals only became angry when they were hurt or afraid. With no family to stop her and nothing to lose, Lily made a brave decision. She would go to Mr. Grayson's mansion and try to meet Titan. Not for the money, but because she wanted to help the dog. The walk to Mr. Grayson's mansion took Lily most of the day. She wore thin clothes and old shoes full of holes, but she didn't care. Her heart was full of hope. Along the way, she talked to herself quietly. "It's okay, Titan," she whispered, pretending she was already with the dog. "I know you're not bad. I'm not scared." When Lily finally reached the mansion, she was stopped by big iron gates and strict guards. They looked at her in surprise. She was just a small, dirty girl with no shoes and messy hair. "I'm here to see the dog," she said softly. The guards laughed. "You? The dog will eat you alive, little girl." "Go home." "I don't have a home," Lily replied. "But I'm not afraid." Her calm eyes and soft voice made the guards hesitate. In the end, they called Mr. Grayson. The billionaire, amused by the idea of a homeless child trying his impossible challenge, agreed to let her try. Everyone watched as the little girl was led inside the mansion grounds. No one believed she would succeed. No one believed she would even survive. But Lily wasn't thinking about the fear. She was thinking about the lonely dog waiting for her. Lily's heart pounded as she walked through the big gates of Mr. Grayson's mansion. The garden was beautiful, with green grass, colorful flowers, and tall trees. But she didn't stop to look. She was thinking only about Titan, the dog no one could calm. A servant led her to a large fenced area at the back of the mansion. The fence was tall, made of strong metal. Inside, pacing back and forth, was Titan. The dog was bigger than Lily expected. His black and brown fur looked rough. His eyes were sharp, wild, and full of anger. He bared his teeth and growled as soon as he saw people approaching. The air felt tense and dangerous. Even the servants stayed far away. A small crowd had gathered, guards, servants, and even Mr. Grayson himself, dressed in an expensive suit. They all stood at a safe distance, waiting to watch what would happen. "Are you sure you want to do this?" Mr. Grayson asked, raising an eyebrow. His voice was half curious, half amused. He clearly didn't believe the little girl would succeed. Lily nodded quietly. "Yes, sir. I'm not afraid." The billionaire shrugged. "Well, it's your choice. But be careful." The metal gate creaked open just enough for Lily to slip inside. Then it closed behind her with a loud clang. She was now alone with Titan. At first, Titan barked and growled, his body tense and ready to attack. Everyone watching held their breath. Some people whispered, "She's going to get hurt." Others looked away, not wanting to see something bad happen. But Lily didn't run. She didn't scream. She stood still. Slowly, she sat down on the grass, keeping her eyes soft and calm. She didn't try to touch the dog. She didn't move toward him. Instead, she began to speak in a quiet, gentle voice. "Hey, boy," she whispered. "It's okay. I'm not here to hurt you. I know you're scared. I know you feel alone." Her voice was soft like the wind. She smiled, not with her lips, but with her eyes kind and full of warmth. Titan kept growling at first. He circled around her, confused. This human was not acting like the others. She wasn't shouting, she wasn't holding anything, and she wasn't afraid. Minutes passed. Long, silent minutes. Lily gently reached into her pocket and pulled out a tiny piece of bread, the last bit of food she had. She carefully placed it on the ground beside her and pushed it forward. She didn't force the dog to come. She just waited. Titan stopped growling. He sniffed the air. His tail flicked slightly. His sharp eyes locked onto Lily's face. Something about her felt different. Finally, Titan took one small step forward. Then another. Then, slowly, carefully, he took the bread. His growling stopped. The people watching were stunned. Whispers filled the air. "Is he calming down?" Someone said in disbelief. Lily smiled softly. "Good boy," she whispered. "You're not bad. You're just scared." For the first time in years, Titan sat down beside a human, calm, quiet, and still. The impossible had begun to happen.